Hello friends, I am from Biology faculty of QLS Academy. Today we are going to learn about nutrition in animals. I am sure you will all enjoy today's learning. Let's start with our lesson. In previous chapter, we have studied about how plants make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. We also know that animals including us cannot prepare their own food. We are dependent on plants for food either directly or indirectly. डायरेक्टली मतलब जैसे हम सब्जियां खाते हैं तो वी आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन प्लांट्स डायरेक्टली एंड इनडायरेक्टली अगर हम मीट वगैरह खाते हैं तो वो एनिमल्स प्लांट्स के ऊपर डिपेंड होते हैं अपने फूड के लिए, दैट इज इनडायरेक्टली. Now thus animals including us use heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Recall that we have already learned about different types of mode of nutrition. There is so much varieties of food available for us. Now what is your favorite food? Similarly, ask your friend what is their favorite food. Now students, why do we eat food? The simplest answer is that food provides us with different nutrients like carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamins, minerals, etc. which helps our body to grow and perform daily life routines. Now do you think that all these different nutrients is used by our body as such? No. Our body cannot use nutrients like carbohydrate, proteins, fats, etc. as such. Now, you would wonder why. It is because these nutrients are complex substances. They need to be broken down into smaller, much simpler substances that can be used by our body. This process is actually called as digestion. This is where our digestive system plays an important role. In this lesson, we will learn about different digestion in human in detail. Now let's talk about digestion in humans. We take food from our mouth, digest it and then it is utilized by our body. Now कभी आपने सोचा कि जो खाना हम खाते हैं उसका हमारी बॉडी के अंदर क्या होता है? Most of the food we eat is in their insoluble form. The food has to go under 5 stages of processing before nutrients is absorbed by our body. First is ingestion. The intake of food from various sources is called as ingestion. जो food हम खाते हैं अपने mouth से उसे हम ingestion कहते हैं. Second is digestion. The breakdown of complex food into simpler form that can be used by the body is digestion. Third is absorption. The passing of soluble food form in different parts of the body through blood is absorption. Fourth is assimilation. The nutrients carried out by the blood are absorbed by different body cells. Fifth and last is egestion, the process where unwanted and undigested food is removed from our body. Now, all these processes are accompanied by different organs of the digestive system, which includes mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and finally anus. Let's talk about each of this organ in little bit of detail. First is the mouth. The mouth opens into a large space that is called as buccal cavity or the mouth cavity. Our mouth has different parts. First is tongue. It is fleshy muscular organ which is attached to the floor of the buccal cavity. Its interior end is free and posterior end is fixed to the floor of the mouth cavity. Interior end means सामने वाला portion जो free है, we can move it freely. The tongue can move in all directions and contain taste buds. Second is teeth. Embedded in both upper and lower jaw are the teeth which help in tearing and chewing, that is mastication of the food. Teeth are of different types, namely incisors, canines, premolars and molars. There are 2 pairs of incisors, 1 pair of canines, 2 pairs of premolars and 3 pairs of molars on the upper jaw of the human being. The same number of teeth are present on the lower jaw as well. Thus, humans have 32 number of teeth. The teeth found during the early childhood are not permanent teeth. याद करिए, बचपन में सबके दांत टूटे होंगे. These are actually called as milk teeth, which are shed and replaced by permanent teeth. Third is salivary glands. Dry food, when it enters the mouth cavity, is mixed with saliva to moisten it. Saliva is produced by the salivary glands. The buccal cavity opens posteriorly into the pharynx. The masticated and lubricated food always finds its way to the esophagus. So now next is esophagus. It is thin walled, long, narrow, straight and muscular tube. It passes through entire length of the neck, thorax, and after piercing through the diaphragm enters the stomach. The esophagus is normally kept closed except when food material are passing through it. Next is stomach. Most of the food gets digested in stomach and small intestine. Stomach is the widest part of the alimentary canal. It is J-shaped muscular organ divided into three parts, namely cardia, fundus and pylorus region. Stomach secretes a fluid called as digestive juice. Digestive juice is made up of hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, mucus and some enzymes. Each of these components of digestive juice have different function. For example, hydrochloric acid kills the bacteria present in the food and softens the molecule of the food. Mucus protects inner lining of the stomach from the action of hydrochloric acid because its pH is very low. Digestive enzyme partially digests some nutrients like proteins and fats into simpler substances. Stomach churns the food into a milky paste. This partially digested food is actually called as chyme. Chyme is then conveyed to small intestine for further digestion. It is acidic in nature. Next is small intestine. Two different parts can be distinguished in small intestine. These are duodenum. It is narrow, thin-walled tube forming the first part of the intestine. The bile duct from the liver and pancreatic duct open into the duodenum. The middle portion of the small intestine just after the duodenum is often distinguished as jejunum. Next is ileum. It is long, 2 to 3 meters, thin-walled, coiled tube following the duodenal part of the intestine. The inner lining is produced into numerous finger-like projections known as intestinal villi. This villi increases the absorptive surface of the intestine. Each villus has a network of thin and small blood vessels close to its surface. The surface of the villi absorbs the digested food materials. The absorbed substances are then transported to the blood vessel to different organs of the body where they are used to build complex substances. The undigested food is then passed into large intestine. Next is large intestine. Large intestine is wider and shorter than small intestine. It is about 1.5 meters in length. The main function of large intestine is to absorb water and other minerals from undigested food. Semi-solid undigested waste from large intestine is stored in the rectum for defecation. Anus is the opening of the alimentary canal to the exterior. This helps in the elimination of feces by the process of egestion. So student, the whole simple looking process of digestion of food is lot more complicated. It involves number of organs and number of glands of the body. So in next lesson, we will learn about different glands that help in the process of digestion. I hope you all enjoyed and learned thoroughly. If you have any more doubts, you can go to the following link.